table number 7.
Okay, here, George Hammerbacher back in the booth. We're going to have another live stream match. A Grizzle winner of over 100 plus of these events, Mr. Mike Davis of Raleigh, North Carolina, a professional player, versus a young man, the son of a fella I knew when he was young. That's amazing. But Danny Bell of the Eastern Shore, this is his son, Coen, and they're going to play a race to 8-10 ball. And the fact that Coen is undefeated here we go. He's going to break the balls, and we're off to see the wizard. Coen comes up dry on the break and is leaving Mike maybe a very thin hit on the one ball at best, and Mike is going to be playing some sort of defensive shot, I would think. He might even be checking the wind currents over that 3 ball. We'll find out momentarily. He drills a 1 ball in and comes up with either a spinner or a rail first shot on the deuce. Very, very nice shot to start the proceedings. Mike he's won between 100 and 125 of these type of events over the time frame I've known him. I've known him since he was a young man. Now he's a masse or another jump, actually. The 8 is hanging over the corner pocket at your top right on the screen. Mike might be calling. Might call the 3. You'd have to call the 3-8, unless the 3 passes the 6 in the side. It's a safety. Really not such a good one because Coen's got a keyhole to hit that 3 ball and maybe leave Mike behind the... Coen just fired at it and signed over the paycheck. I've broadcast many matches from Mike Davis. He's a consummate professional, an ultimate gentleman, and I've just about never seen him out of line saying or doing anything. He's a true credit to this great sport. He's kind of let's say that that's a beautiful breakout. Now he's in excellent condition here. He hasn't been playing that much, he says. He's struggling a little bit physically. This is a tough little layout. He's going to probably come up inside through the gap here, not try to go 2 rails. Ideal speed, maybe a little longer than he liked. He has a style and an approach that is self-taught, and he's one of the better big men that I've seen play this game that's like 6'4" or more. but he's falling perfectly on the 6. Looking good. Swipe at a high left, come out, or just draw back for the straight end 9. Either one. Just like it was laid out to do. Mike broke up the 2 balls and got out good and proper like, and takes a 1-0 lead over young Coen Bell. This is alternate break. 10 ball, race to 8. All balls are called. 10 ball does not count and win the break. There's a 1 push out immediately, the shot after the break. And that if a ball goes in a pocket that wasn't called, the incoming player has his or her option to have that player shoot again or take the shot him or herself. 3 consecutive fouls by the same player in the same game is loss a game. We had 64 players here in the men's side of the Virginia State 10 ball, and 16 on the ladies' side. And we have a couple of really, really high-powered champions in the building. As it is, we have Warren Kiamko from the Philippines, who happens to be in the area playing, along with a Russian gentleman who I've yet to see, who I hear is dynamite as well. Well, that wasn't Mike's best hit break. He's kind of sliced them. he kind of looked at me and kind of grimaced. The balls are ugly enough to... They're so ugly they defy description. But if he gets an open chance on this 1, it could be different. Might be playing safe. Right to the rail. That'll make Mike kick the side rail. He's going to call the 1-9 or the 1-2-9. He called the 9 in the side pocket, 9 hanging over the pocket. Almost, but if he was wide on it, it was going to be a sure safety. Let's see what this kid has with the jump shot here. I don't know if he's going to play a jump, or he should, because he's jacked on the rail. He left Mike to bank. This is about a 90% bank for a player of Mike Davis's overall ilk. Oh my. I do too. That's why I had to stop playing.
He's going to have neck surgery to get rid of it, but
I've had well over 100 seizures.
Oh, wow.
And I'm on anticonvulsant medication, and if I take it, I'm fine, but then I'm exhausted.
they put him on an anti-seizure medication for his arm.
Mm-hmm.
And he's weaning himself off of it now because his mental clarity, his memory was shot when he was on the meds.
I'm a long-time drug counselor, and
Yeah.
it was also, before that, I was something else. But not anymore. Not today, anyway. No, this is going to be. Let's check his touch. Good touch behind the 8. It's a good move there. Maybe Mike can hit this ball. He sure could. But he sold out a shot to Coen. Tough shot. You kind of hit that ball without much respect.
Number 14, Chris Brunner, John Moody. Chris Brunner, John Moody, number 14.
John Moody, another Eastern Shore of Maryland player. A very, very stylish, good left-handed player, veteran player, known him for years. Had a couple pool rooms on the Eastern Shore. Had the pool room in Salisbury, and then had a pool room in Cambridge, Maryland, called Great Slates. Excellent player. Beautiful shot from Mike. I first encountered Mike Davis when he was a young man, a student of mine, a young man named Aaron Nicodemus. This was probably, I want to say,
7 in the corner.
88, 89.
7 in the corner?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We were at a small tournament in Pennsylvania, and Aaron was really playing well at the time, young man that I instructed for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
And
Missed it.
no. But
Look what you did.
they had the Calcutta going,
Mm-hmm.
and I was betting on Aaron and myself, and Aaron said, You should be betting on this big guy here that's with me. He's good. And it turned out that Mike ended up winning the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron was second and I was third. My own student sent me to the second loss. He gave me the first loss, and then Aaron gave me the second loss on the loser's side at the loser's final. And that was how I got to meet Mike Davis. He
Iron Mike Davis.
never saw him before. I'd never seen him. At a place, at a private club that was holding tournaments in York, Pennsylvania, a long time ago.
We have a young gun, Coen Bell, Danny Bell's son.
I knew Danny when Danny was a young guy. That's the scary part. Now I'm looking at the young guy's children.
Is it his spinning image?
Looks a lot like him, yeah. Has a lot of the same facial expressions.
Same stroke?
I haven't really seen much. much to really indicate anything other than that he's got some talent, but
No, he needs to refine it.
but on the Eastern Shore, there really aren't too many places to play since Great Slates
Yeah, it's done.
is done, and Salisbury room closed up. That was a real nice room we had on this circuit from like 2013. Break Time, it was called. Nice room.
I chased the 10 ball here, honestly. Or safety.
Behind the 4.
Locked.
That,
Uh-oh.
that's a stone cold.
Freeze. They're the 7 blocks, the 2 rail, 3 rail option. I mean, I don't.
The shot I like, Chris, is that he rolls the 4 up into the 5 and sits down.
Yeah.
That would be the shot I like.
Mm-hmm.
He has nothing.
Well, no, he can kick that way. If he can get it between the 8-5, he can get up there to the 1. But the risk is coming at that angle. He could actually scratch off the 1, scratch pure, or completely miss it.
He's going to come. No. He has to push the 4 into the 5.
I agree.
And take his medicine.
I agree entirely. That's the right shot.
This is just.
How does he hit it?
He hit the 8. The 8 had the center of the table covered. It
Yeah.
was
Clear.
It was a serial theater kick.
Well, I think the 2 fits past the 8 ball.
He'll get to roll off the 9. He had clear angle. Okay. He'll just get to the middle of the table. That's a pretty good shot. He might play the 5 all the way down. He's got to slow up. Good shot. He's got right on it. Perfect angle. Oh, bad ball. Mike missed one. Left him tough. He's going to kick the 5 into the side pocket, I believe. Yeah, hit it though. Didn't reach the cushion.
On table number 5, Jackie Dugan, Judy. Jackie Dugan and Judy, table number 5.
A little slightly high left to center and just comes straight back, straight over. I think. Ideal. Maybe a little farther. He's pretty good though. Right from there over, jacked over the 10 slightly. Oh, let that ball. Rancho Santa Fe there. Oh, Coen. Supposed to make him, Coen. Maybe next year he will. Three 0, Mike Davis in the lead.
All right.
On table number 10, Warren Kemko,
Nope.
Shane Buchanan.
Ooh, that's a fun
Warren
match.
Kemko, Shane Buchanan, table number 10, please.
So, how was your supper, George? Was it good?
That was about the finest steak sandwich I've ever consumed.
Steaks up, yeah.
It was a steak wrap,
No, wrap, yeah.
and
Sorry.
it was a.
To die for. Oh, nice shot, kid. Bust out that two. Bust it out.
Yeah, it's a great shot.
Yeah.
It was. I was going to try it yesterday when I was here in late afternoon, and I went ahead with the Diamond Burger, which was also delicious. But this one topped the Diamond Burger. This is making me nervous here.
I got you, brother. And done.
Okay. But and what I liked about it was just to perfection. There wasn't a dry bite of that. It was without having all the greasy.
Mm-hmm.
It was delicious.
All right. He's going to kick one rail. Try to save him. That was a great kick. Great kick.
Well, Davis he's played about every top player that ever lived in his era, and he's won
His fair share.
Well, he's won between 100 to 130 of these events like this, and he's a true road warrior. But like I tell the people all the time, one of my favorites, a total gentleman.
Oh, yeah.
I only saw him really get upset one time, and that was fairly recently.
The Maryland State where Earl, right?
With Earl, yeah.
What happened there? If you know.
I know exactly what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And what it was that Mike was coming up from Carolina and was late for the players meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And part of part of the players meeting. You know, you go over the rules and all that, and they were having you couldn't touch the balls with your hands after they were as they were racked. And that Mike rolled the balls with his hands, and Strickland got upset over that, and he and Mike, he says, yeah, Mike, every time you're trying to shark me, and they had, well, you saw it, they had words. And
I saw the end of it all. I didn't see the beginning.
well, yeah, but in a lot of ways, in some ways, Strickland was correct. But
The way he approached it was bad.
well, yeah, usually it's always going to be in how the situation's communicated that's going to cause friction.
Oh, he's got a bad angle here. He's on the wrong side of the 8, so he's going to have to punch it.
He's going to be just fine. He's going to be parallel with the 9.
Yeah, but
Parallel with a 9.
But it was a harder shot than it needed to be. He could have had a better angle.
Well, Mike isn't quite as consistent speed control and all, because he isn't playing nearly as much, and he's had problems with his neck.
And his Achilles tendon actually too.
You know? But he played some of the greatest 8-ball I've ever seen play, and I've seen guys that were touring pros played it, but Mike played right here on that middle table when he won the Virginia 8-ball championship about 3-4 years ago. His patterns were just the real kill, and
Some people just have that knack.
well, he has a style that I could never teach, you know, and it's his style.
That's what makes it great. Let's see if Coen can get on the board here.
Coen had a shot on the 10 and missed it in the third game.
I mean, anything can happen. He can make a ball and wire the 110. Anything can and will happen.
Sure.
All right, so Mike has a layout here. 1 to the 2 is a little bit rough. He's gonna
have to. Now he isn't jacked up because the 3-ball is.
He's have to use
Oh,
draw,
he's all right. He
bottom
can
left and spin it 2 rails.
real slow spinner.
Yeah, dragger. Oh, he used inside.
Yes, he missed it.
Tried to hold that. Oh, it's. I mean, he's got a great angle right there. All right, he made the first shot. He's got a line. He's good. He's between the 3-5, so he's not jacked up. He just needs to make this and go back and
Table
forth.
number 3. Eugenia.
He can end up there on this angle.
And Buffy.
He made it.
Oh, he did.
And he got there. That's a beautiful shot. Nice
He
touch.
dribbled that ball off the rail, but it was a good shot. He made it. These tables don't give you anything you don't make.
He got very fortunate with that one. Oh, maybe not. Nope.
Nah, not far from fortunate.
I thought he was going to get fortunate to leave it behind the 7.
He's fortunate that his dad's got a job. I like his dad. His dad beat a really great player here about 3 years ago, named Larry Neville.
Oh, yeah, Larry Neville.
And that was I was waiting for Danny to do a Zorro when that, and what Zorro does in the movie is that he runs the evil sheriff through at the end of it all and tosses his sword up into the ceiling and starts to raise beautiful bambinos in the wine country of California. But
On table number 6, David Stanley, Sean Sporleather. Sean Sporleather, David Stanley, table number 6.
anyway. But anyway, though, the bottom line is that he beat somebody great, and that was when he was supposed to retire.
Yeah.
And Larry
Delicious.
Neville let out the shriek of the mutilated. And I remember Larry, when he was a kid, I saw him in Wisconsin in the late 80s, early 90s when I lived out there. And he was just a kid, and his father was taking him to these tour events, and he behaved badly at those.
So I like the top left 2 rails, put the 10 in the same pocket as the 9 ball. Bounce off.
He'll just punch it a little lower and go to the middle diamond.
Top
First
left.
diamond. Okay.
Yep, 2 rails.
Either way.
They both work.
Pop straight in. He's dead straight in on this ball.
5-0.
Yeah. But yeah, Danny, Coen's father, had a ton of heart and played hard every shot. You know, even when he was new and coming up and young, he played most all the events we were playing. It was called Planet Pool. It was a lot of different names for those tours. When his dad was playing in early mid '90s.
Sports changed a lot since then, technology-wise.
Well, Predator, one of our prime sponsors, started to emerge around that time frame with the high-tech shafts, the low deflection, and I was partners with a gentleman that was a tour sponsor of this tour its initial year in operation, and he developed a special joint.
Unilock.
No, not that. That was a little ahead of us. It was called the Ultra Joint.
What made it ultra joint?
Because it was kind of beveled, and inside the pin adhered to both sides of the shaft, and it played just the same way as a pizza pie shaft or a laminated shaft might. Played much stiffer, but it also had sensitivity to it as well, and it was because the cues themselves hadn't changed in 80 years, how they were constructed.
Banked it wide. It was a great bank, though. He would have been great on the 5.
Right.
I think Mike can see the 4 in the side pocket, though.
Right. But cues were built about the same from Harvey Martin in the teens into the 1920s and 30s. Balabushka, Zambodi, they all built them the same. They used Titleist butts, known a lot. The Centennial.
Right in the side pocket.
No.
Oh, missed it. That was great speed control. Look at this.
On table number 12, Bill Dugan.
But he undercut. You see, if he makes that ball, he hits the rail and comes back.
He'd been flat or parallel with it, but it still would have been. He still had a shot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he tried to fire it in, and
We better hope a 10 goes down.
and made the 8 ball too. So it's going to make one less ball for Mike to take.
But the tech stuff started to really, they did that with golf clubs, and
Wood to metal and so forth.
But yeah, you see now with the golf clubs, I don't even see how these touring pros ever miss a green, because I wasn't even playing golf anymore, and I went back to the range. A friend of mine had these new clubs, and all I did was stripe them, and he was just staring at me, and I was like flying them 270, 280, and he was just looking at me like I was a freak, which I was, but
Draw shot here.
perfect.
And then he'll be able to bounce, hold the angle for the 6, and then put the 7 in the side.
Yeah, this is,
So it's a draw here. And then he'll be able to play this actually with draw.
he likes the draw because he's going to be playing the 9 in this.
Yeah, and he puts the float right past it, and he'll be able to put the 9 in either side, in either corner. But I still
he's going to play the 9 over the pocket he's standing at. He's just going to float over a couple inches. No, he went that way. See, this is. I wish we could see what Mike sees. That's my disclaimer for all my experience. If I could see what Mike saw, I might be able to give you a better call. I'll do the best I can, folks.
we do. It's actually highly difficult.
Yeah, and we're what, 15 feet away from Mike here.
I've got 15 years of experience. You've got 50 years of experience.
55 years.
I didn't know how many exact, but I knew it was at least 50. So
At least 50
so
years.
between us, we have 70 years of experience.
And we got VIP seats. And
Yeah,
you
we
can't
still get it
see
right.
Still don't get, and we know the game. But we have some great sponsors besides the Diamond Billiard Room that we're in here. Q Sports International is Ozzy Reynolds, CEO. He's the owner and founder. Action Pool Tour, Predator Cues and Products we mentioned. Viking Cues out of, I believe they're still Madison, Wisconsin. It was Gordon and Nancy Hart. I don't know if they're still involved with that operation, but all the people in Wisconsin I knew when I lived there swore by those cues. They were great cues. We have, of course, Simonis cloth. That's been around for hundreds of years. We have the Aramith billiard balls, the choice of players worldwide. We have Kamui products. It's the Kamui chalk, Kamui tips. Very, very high quality items. I tell people this all the time. Somebody offered me $50 for one piece of their chalk at the U.S. Open a few years ago, and I regretted I didn't have it to give them. But also we have diamond products. This is diamond tables that these guys are playing on here, and they have diamond tables, accessories. We have Tiger cues and Tiger products. We have Rayman's Pro Shop located in the friendly confines of Diamond Billiard Room here that we're at this weekend. Ray Walters is our tour director, and wonderful guy, a Navy veteran, great guy. And we have East Coast Landscaping, Mr. Larry Flager. He was supposed to be here this weekend, but his dog had some issues, and I more than understand it with the dogs. They're a member of the family, and Larry had to decline I sure like to break bread with Larry whenever we get a chance to have a million laughs, even if the service is lousy and the food stinks. He still makes the day for me. And Leighton and Larry, if you're listening, hope your critter is doing better and all that stuff. I've got a 40 plus year friend named Bob McLeod, who's a guy who just eats, sleeps, and drinks this game. He was my first student in 1975 when I was running a little pool room in Cockeysville, Maryland. He said, the owner said, get up a clinic, young people, and that was when and he paid me, and that was when I did my first teaching. That's a beautiful shot. And right to the middle of the table, just dead nuts perfect. Oh. It's like Coen might get on the board here. Maybe not. This ain't a gimme. Nope. He just is. That was feeble. Seven and nothing. These are ultra deep pockets on these diamonds. The pros originally designed the original diamonds. Those original diamonds, the shells were even deeper than these diamonds of today 30 years later or so. I played on one in the Midwest in Milwaukee at the Straight Pool Championships in around 1990. And I made a shot, broke the balls. The ball rolled up into the pocket real deep. I was on the bottom rail here, and I could hardly see the ball in the pocket. I had to back cut something into it and break the ball some more. It was intimidating. But the surfaces are flat. Well, Mike is going to bid to maybe give this young man a lullaby here. And yours truly, George Hammerbacher, just a long-time instructor, player in this region and other regions when I've lived there. And voice of the Action Pool Tour since 2013. This is looking pretty made to order. Might get straight in on the 4-ball. This is pretty much curtains. That was a little outlandish. don't think Mike wants to shut this boy out, but I might be wrong. Mike is a professional. He's struggling physically. Doesn't have a real. He's going to have to bank it back at him, I think. No, he didn't turn it. But this is a tough trip to be down 7-0. Step up to this with a 5-ball out. He'll probably call the kick in this top right corner pocket on the screen, or the top left, I'd say. This is looking almost official. Little punch draw to the middle diamond. Oh, it caught the rail a little bit. Still got it. He's got to turn his cue ball loose. Good shot. Play the 10 in the same pocket. Just bottom right, just make sure you turn it, Mike. Yes, sir. Without any further ado, Mike Davis takes Coen Bell to the woodshed by the score of 8-0. We'll be back in a few moments, folks, for continuing our live streaming.
And Rosslyn, Steve Lemon and Rosslyn, table 16, TV table.